Southeast Texas is a land of contrast, ranging from wooded wonderlands to sprawling industrial complexes. Numerous lakes, rivers, and canals attest to the abundance of water, the region's most available natural resource. Our waterways allow for the movement of commerce through three major area ports. These same lakes and rivers yield outstanding recreational opportunities for nature lovers and sports enthusiasts. Over the course of the next few minutes, we'll be looking at the infrastructure, lifestyle, and opportunities this diverse area has to offer. Let's begin with a brief look back at the history of Southeast Texas. The early days saw the timber industry dominating our economy. Valuable East Texas yellow pine was in high demand throughout the country. Lumber barons like W.H. Stark and Edgar Brown and others helped lead the way in this early economic boom. An event took place in the early 1900s that sent shockwaves throughout the world: the discovery of crude oil on a lonely hill known as Spindletop outside Beaumont, Texas. The event changed the face of Southeast Texas and the nation forever. Practically overnight, oil field explorers became instant millionaires as a forest of wooden oil derricks sprang up. Later in the 20th century, giant petrochemical plants began to dominate the area's economy. International conglomerates like ExxonMobil, Total, Motiva, and others have provided luster to the name Golden Triangle.
Total has confidence in the Port Arthur refinery in Southeast Texas. In 2008, Total decided to make a major investment here at the Port Arthur refinery. That was a large vote of confidence in the men and the women of this refinery and in the capabilities of Southeast Texas. There were two major things that had us convinced this was a place to invest. The first was the workforce. There's a good and talented workforce that is here today. Not only that, we saw that out in the future, businesses, industry, and other training and educational institutions had made a commitment to training out in the future to ensure that we'll have access to those good resources. The second point was this area has good access to markets. This refinery receives raw materials, and we ship finished products out on a variety of means. They can be marine, by shipping, they can be pipeline, and certainly over the road. So we're convinced that it's a good access to market, a good workforce that'll carry us from today out into the future. Finally, importantly, is Southeast Texans have demonstrated the ability to deal with obstacles that are put in the way and rise to challenges. We've done it in the past, and I'm confident we'll do it in the future.
ExxonMobil continues to invest in this area. Probably the best example I can give you of that was when Hurricane Ike hit this region. Our chemical plant was impacted severely. We were flooded. The first unit came back up within 3 months, the last one within 9 months of the storm. It required a complete rebuild of all of our electrical facilities in the plant. What was very remarkable about that was, number one, that the people in the area, how they pulled together to help us rebuild their facility, but also it showed the commitment of ExxonMobil to this area to invest that money in rebuilding the plant. For industries thinking about moving or relocating to the Beaumont area, one of the big advantages that we have is a very strong infrastructure that's already in place. We have, as I mentioned earlier, the excellent working relationship with the local government officials. We have an excellent working relationship with Lamar University, with Lamar Institute of Technology. So we have a very strong workforce in the area already. They're familiar with the industry. An industry relocating here doesn't have to develop their workforce from the ground up. They already walk into an area where we have very strong capabilities, both in terms of workforce, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of additional industry that could support them. That's one of the things that we find in any of the work that we do. We have a very strong local element.
As we have moved into the 21st century, the economy of Southeast Texas has become more diverse. New commercial ventures have entered the picture. Healthcare, retail, tourism, and leisure time enterprises have taken their place alongside the petrochemical giants. This diversity has added a new dimension to the economic picture of Southeast Texas. A major key to the economic success of the area has been our infrastructure. As we pointed out earlier, 3 major ports service the highly important shipping industry. The ports of Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange are among the leaders in break bulk shipping, receiving, and storage. 2 area river authorities assist in managing and controlling the flow of our lakes and rivers. Interstate 10, the nation's major east-west artery, gives the trucking industry easy access to area commerce. Other major highways include 69 and 96, which provide north-south routes for commercial and private vehicles. Rail service is provided by 3 nationwide carriers. Higher education in Southeast Texas is available through the Texas State University system, with campuses in Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange, as well as Lamar Institute of Technology, which provides career development courses in a variety of technical areas. The Lamar University campuses assure area employers of a diverse source for trained, skilled workers. As we mentioned earlier in this program, unique tourist attractions abound all across Southeast Texas. Nature lovers are fascinated by places like Shangri-La in Orange, with its incredible nature tours. Just a few miles to the north is the world-famous Big Thicket National Preserve. It features a stunning mixture of flora and fauna brought together centuries ago by the last ice age. Managed by the National Parks Department, the Big Thicket has been left virtually untouched and allowed to grow on its own. Nature enthusiasts have found the Big Thicket an endless source of amazement for many years. History buffs will find the Stark House in Orange, the McFadden Ward House in Beaumont, and others to be charming trips back to a simpler, more elegant time. Known as the museum capital of Texas, Southeast Texas attracts thousands of visitors every year. From art to historical venues of all types, our museums have gained national prominence. Let's listen now to comments from a couple more of our area business leaders.
I began making candles back in 1998, and my idea was to create a product that I would believe in 100%. We began our store behind our home and built a clientele of 1,500 customers in Nederland, Texas. So I'm a firm believer that you have a product out there that people want to reach, they'll find you. Having been in business for 13 years, I realized that there's always challenges up ahead. We are very community involved, and we have a great community that does support all of the businesses in the area.
The economy in Southeast Texas is probably one of the strongest areas in the whole country because of the building we have going on here, plus the infrastructure of the oil industry is still functioning pretty well. The business properties here are still reasonable. Companies could come here and purchase or lease, either way, properties probably somewhere on about 70% of the dollar of what it would cost from most other places. And we also have the support of the people here. They try to support local and try to buy local, spend local, and that comes from our history of the petrochemical, the shipbuilding industry that's in this area. We have the ability to build just about whatever you need with local people. We don't have to bring in a lot of special crafts. We have them here locally. We're trained here, and we can build just about anything any company would need right here in Southeast Texas.
As business operators frequently say, location is everything, and Southeast Texas has all of the advantages. With our close proximity to the Gulf of Mexico, 3 major ports, a regional airport, 3 national rail carriers, Interstate 10 passing directly through the heart of the area, and with Houston just 90 miles to our west, all of the elements are in place for future economic growth and expansion in Southeast Texas.
Come join us.